great. Oh, what an absolutely beautiful night for a ride on the Freeride 800. The trails are finally open, so we've got a couple objectives today. One, get the sled started. Check. And two is to take a look at Zone 1 and Zone 2 and see what kind of condition they're in, and get reacquainted with the snowmobile that I bought 3 or 4 years ago now and have ridden about maybe a total of 10 times. I should actually look back and count how many times I've actually been able to ride this thing. I bet it's not more than 20. I guess that's what happens when the trail's only open for a day or two. For, 2 or 3 seasons in a row. I'm interested to see what the next 5 days brings. It's supposed to be nice and cold today and tomorrow and the next day, and then it's supposed to warm up to near 40 and it's supposed to get some rain, so hopefully we can make it through that warm and rain. But since we only have maybe 6 or 8 inches on the ground, and out here it's more like a half an inch, don't have too high hopes. Look at that, that's pretty. My dad and I were out trout fishing on that stream 4 months ago. Sure wouldn't want to be standing in that today. And that big old moon. I suppose we're also kind of still getting acquainted with the CNA Pro XCS skis, I believe they are. And I'll have to look back and see which wear bars I put on here last. I did a test with the skis and 3 different sets of wear bars from CNA Pro that they sent me to try out in a video, and I can link that in the upper right if you guys want to check it out. You can definitely tell that the front end does not push near as much as it used to. Once in a while, of course, in the right conditions it will, but other than that, I should say, cleaned up the handling quite nicely. Woo! That is when they're on the ground. Ah, what a beautiful night. Kind of forgot what snowmobiling was all about. It's been so long. For the first night I was ever out on the trails, real late at night with the big full moon out, I just thought that was the coolest thing. And of course it's neat to be out here in the sort of twilight hours, but real late at night when there's nobody else out on the trails and you've just got the big old moon, no clouds in the sky, it just lights everything up. So nice. Just so cool. Such a great way to get out and enjoy this beautiful planet God created for us in the wintertime. I've not been getting out much doing anything. I used to ride motorcycles any chance I could in the wintertime, and now I'm usually just at my desk editing rather than riding. I don't know how I ended up doing that to myself. I gotta figure out a way to do more riding videos and less sitting at my desk editing. Whoa! You guys are unfamiliar, I do this YouTube thing full-time. Then I rode way more before. This was my full-time job, riding motorcycles and snowmobiles, than when my full-time job was in the engineering department of a mid-sized manufacturing company. Oh well. I'm out here now, putting some miles on. A lot of it has to do with just, I don't know, getting older, and I don't know if my confidence is deteriorating or what. I used to come out here and rip around just about as fast as I could by myself in the middle of the night. Somewhat prepared for issues that may arise, but probably not near as much as I should have been, and I just never gave it a second thought. And now, I don't know, just always more concerned about something going wrong than having fun, which isn't good. It's not a good way to go through life. For some reason, that's what I've been doing. Gotta get out of that habit. It's a horrible one to have. Supposed to be here having a rich and fulfilling life, not cowering in terror. I don't know how that happened. I think honestly a lot of it is just the more time you spend off of one of these things, the more your imagination starts to run wild, because of course you always know what could happen when you come out, especially by yourself. Especially on a sled with this much power. But when you're skilled at it because you've been out doing it every chance you get and your trails are actually open, then well, you get sort of accustomed to it, and you know where your limits are at, and just kind of, I don't know, okay with it all, I suppose, and it doesn't seem so scary. But when you don't do it for 3 years and then you're going to head out by yourself, you start to wonder, am I going to make it back? Certainly good exercise though, especially with these skis on here. They grab the trail good, and that means you also need to have a good grab on the sled. Oh. Well, the trails are certainly in early season condition over here in Zone 1. A little bumpy on the straightaways and stuff here, and like I said, not too much snow on the ground, but not a whole lot of dirt either. Actually, right before Christmas, we got a whole bunch of snow, and then I think we got a whole bunch more, and I was really getting ready to get on this thing and ride it, and then, as it usually does here in central Wisconsin, it warmed up and melted. Probably 75% of it, if not more than that. But thankfully we got a little bit more snow, and I think since the trails haven't been open in couple seasons, they decided that even though there's not a whole lot of snow on the ground, they would open them up, and they really seem like they're in, like I said, pretty decent shape. Although they did just open at 8 a.m. today, so once they get beat up this weekend and we get that warm weather, my guess is unless we get some more snow, they're probably not going to last very long, or at least not be in all that good a shape. Is this still the trail? What's going on here? Trail's going all over the place. Stop ahead? What do you mean stop ahead? Am I supposed to stop here or ahead? Which one is it? Oh. Is that not a trail anymore that way? So that was Zone 1. I believe we're in Zone 2, but that says go this way or that way. Well, it still says Zone 1. Oh, I wonder if they changed it somehow? Well, how do we get over there? Yeah, see, like this, that doesn't look so great. Sure is cool with all the snow in the trees, isn't it? Oh, and speaking of how pretty it is out here, hopefully things look a little bit better this year than they did in years prior. We've got, I guess the other objective that I sort of forgot about when I was listing off the things that we're doing today, we're trying out the new DJI Osmo 5, I believe it is. And I can put links for all my camera equipment down in the description, as well as all my other gear. And if you purchase through those links, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but I make a sales commission off of anything you buy, so that helps go towards making more content like this for you guys and towards camera equipment, that sort of thing. But we've got the new camera, and I've got a different mic, which is actually a wireless mic, which is kind of nice. And I suppose if I don't screw it up too bad, hopefully you guys can see this through the Insta360, but this just clips onto the helmet. And that's my microphone right there. And it's actually just magneted? Is that a word? Is that the right word? To that little orange action camera clip mount, whatever you want to call it. It's just magneted to it. And it's, I guess I don't know if it's Bluetooth or what it is, but it's completely wireless, and I'm a little afraid that I'm going to knock it off and lose it. Little hard to tell with all the snow equipment on. I've been running in the summer, and it seems like it works pretty good, but hopefully that little wireless mic's battery can handle the 12 degrees that I believe it is out here. I had my gloves off for a bit getting the camera equipment going, and it felt a lot colder than that, but I guess 12 degrees is pretty chilly, isn't it? So that's to be expected, but it actually feels pretty nice right now. Woo! Alright, so this is new, I think. Yeah, we want to go this way. So now entering zone 3. Yeah, this is a brand new trail that I've never been on. Yeah, so what do we have for snow here? I mean, it's... obviously we're packed down and on the trail, but yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that's... maybe it is like 6... well, I suppose I said about 6 or 8 inches. Definitely some grass showing through. I've certainly felt the carbide scraping along on gravel or dirt or something once in a while, so if you care more about your wear parts on your sled than actually riding your sled, it's probably not a great time to be out, but this might be the only time I get to get out, so much rather scratch my skis up a little bit and wear out my wear bars than not be able to ride this thing at all. Especially after I stuffed that money into it. Oh, it is fun though. And I think the 136 inch track, or 137? I think it's a 137. The track seems like it helps me kind of bridge some of those bumps a little bit better. I always heard people saying that when I had a 121, and just wishing that I had something that would bridge those gaps, and it seems like it does help. Oh, how cool. And this thing is, I mean, just an awesome sled. I know a lot of people don't like Skidoo, and if you're more concerned about having absolutely no maintenance ever, well, you probably shouldn't buy a snowmobile at all, but Skidoo, at least around here, supposedly isn't or is on the bottom end of the reliability scale. But I think viewers up in Canada actually tell me that it's the other way around, that our Canadian brethren to the north classify Skidoo as one of the most reliable snow machines. Whoa, so it's kind of odd. And I think that is just about all you see the people on Life Below Zero. If you ever watch that, I think it's on Prime, Amazon Prime, and other outlets, I'm sure. They're all on Skidoos. I don't think I've ever seen anything else up there, so I'm not sure what that's about exactly, but I can tell you that in my 3 or 4 year ownership of this sled, I've done a fair amount of wrenching on it, but of course that really has more to do with how the last person that you bought it from took care of it, not so much yourself. Or not so much the sled itself, I should say. Now we are on the Marathon County Forest land, and this is, like I said, still a trail that I've not been on yet. This is rearranged compared to previous years. Although, wait, did the trails? Oh yeah, the trails opened here last year for like a couple days. The year before that, I don't think they ever opened. They just opened down south. That's when Jason and I and his son went down and rode. I compared this sled to his Crossfire 800. Which he still has, and I'm hoping we can get out for a ride here soon. Although, now that I think about it, if we're going to do that, I'm going to stick a Bluetooth communicator back on my helmet. Yeah, a little mogly here. Whoa, yikes, yo! Low hanging trees. Running nice and cool, even with the deep lug track. I think this is the 1.75, which is, I mean, obviously way too much for the trails that we're on today. I bought this sled intending to take it up to the UP and ride off trail with Jason and his Crossfire, but they just really haven't had the snow, and I don't know, like I said at the beginning of the ride, it just, I don't know. It used to seem fun to go out in the woods and press your luck, whoa, and see what would happen. Now, I don't know, all I can picture is me trying to dig this thing out, or us trying to haul it out with something broken on it through all the deep powder up there. I don't know, I gotta get my ambition and my nerve back. I just don't know how. Just sitting around too much, I guess. I used to just be nuts about this. Just every chance I got, I wanted to do something outside, ride around, or fix something, or work on something, and now, I don't know. Whoa. I'll tell you though, this is helping. Oh yeah, how can you beat that? What a beautiful night to be out on a sled. Life truly is, I think, all about perspective. You look at all the bad things and focus on those and focus on your worries and what could be, in a negative sense, whoa! And you miss all the good stuff. You don't want to take so many chances, you end up getting yourself into trouble, but you don't want to take so few that you never have any fun and enjoy life either. You don't enjoy life at all either. Now this trail I don't think it's seen much traffic, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's seen much snow either. It's a pretty icy spot there, and this doesn't have any studs in it. I gotta say I'm liking the skis though. It's a little bit, like I said earlier, kind of harder to maneuver than you really gotta wrench on the bars to get it to do anything, but once you kind of get a feel for that, and that's just because the skis have so much more traction. Once you get a feel for it, I think I like it a lot better. You obviously probably have to build up a little bit of arm strength first couple rides, but once you get that, I think that's definitely the way to go, rather than sliding around all over the place like it was last time before I had the CA Pro skis on here. And I will have a link to their website down in the description, but that's not an affiliate link. Or at least not yet. I should check if they have an affiliate program. Don't think they did last time I talked to them. But they're based out of Minnesota, I believe, and there's other options out there for skis, but a couple that I've tried on the old F1100 and on my buddy Jim's ZR6. Oh, what was that? ZR6000? That was a 137 as well. They definitely cleaned up the handling quite a bit. Of course, wear bars really can kind of change how much work it is and how well they bite and that sort of thing. And a lot of guys that are really serious about it and not as lazy as me will switch out carbides depending on what the conditions are, but I'll have to maybe do that, I suppose, now that I've got a couple sets. Woo. Whoa. Yikes. Oh, this is a mess. No offense to the snowmobile clubs, of course, there's just not any snow. Aren't they in here with a skid steer clearing this off or something? This doesn't seem normal. I don't know if they're logging this or something. It's pretty rough. Yikes. How's the night vision looking on this? It's supposed to be a lot better than the Hero 8 that I was using last year. I would assume in the wintertime with all the snow, especially all the snow in the trees, it should look pretty good. Whoa. Yeah, this field's a little rough. Yikes. Staying cool, 138. Not that cool. Whoa! You can tell the difference between the rocks and the corn. My hair's too long again. Making my helmet tight. Squeezing my head. There's some powder to cool it down. That's what we need. Thank you, wind blown snow. All that sparkly stuff. Beautiful. I gotta figure out where I'm going, I guess. Oh. And relieve the pressure on my head. Yikes. Hope they can reposition some of these curly locks here. That is unpleasant. I am lost. Now, what intersection is this? 416? Oh, that is cold. The camera says the microphone's still working, so that's a good thing. Hopefully I've got my hair in the right spot. And hopefully I've been taking good enough care of my battery on the sled here that we're not going to have any problems. Eesh. Does not sound very strong. I got the pull start on here, but honestly I don't know that I can even pull it over. That 800 is a big motor to pull over with a with as cheaply made as the backup recoil from Skidoo seems to be. I've heard from a couple people that theirs broke when they tried to use it, so it doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence. I guess it's better than nothing, but I don't know, the battery doesn't seem very strong. Probably should have had it on a tender and just been starting it up every once in a while, once a month or so, and letting her run a bit rather than doing any winterizing, which is probably silly, especially the amount that I've actually to ride the thing. But I got so many machines sitting around, it's whoa, a bit of a daunting task to maintain them all, so I try to make things as simple as possible when I can. We're getting to a part of the trail where back when I had the 600 Dragon, I nearly got it and myself buried out riding just after, or I guess maybe at the tail end of a blizzard. Snowing like crazy all day and blowing, and came across a field and lost track of where the trail went, because I think somebody else had done the same. So I was following a different track, realized I and they had taken a wrong turn. I don't know if it was in this field or not. I think it was. No, it wasn't. Further up ahead. And anyway, then I quickly figured out that when you try to back a snowmobile up in deep snow, it doesn't work so well. And I didn't have a shovel with me, which now that I think about it, I still don't have a shovel with me. Got a little compact one from Tusk, and I just don't really have a place to put it. Sent me that a while ago, and I think I used to bring it on sled trips, but now I'm not exactly sure where it is. You should really get a little backpack and bring it along. You should always have a shovel of some sort when you're on a sled. Although, when you only have 6 inches of snow, I guess not a whole lot of snow to have to shovel. But you never know. Oh, what's going on? Recording stopped due to low battery. Yeah, I can imagine. Riding's gonna have to stop due to cold fingers. Woo! But the temp is dropping. Probably get headed back here. Report off trail riding. Up to a $500 fine. Gotta be $500 to ride off trail around here, huh? Actually, would never want to off-trail ride on somebody's personal private property, but in the county forests around here, I think technically they could probably still fine you for that, which is really silly. It's public land and it's covered in snow, and they're just going to log it all off anyways. The fact that we can't ride on it and play in the powder a little bit is, in my opinion, really ridiculous. Oh, it smells. That's not my sled. Oh, anything could possibly be giving off a scent at probably 8 degrees or whatever it is now, but it smells a little bit like coolant, which is scaring me. Still running at a fairly decent temp. Hey, there's some snow. That'll cool things down a bit. Ooh. Oh, my little fingertips are cold. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I was smelling, must have just been in the woods. Whee! Ooh, that's a little rough. Woo! This is a fun sled. Certainly not the best trail sled I've ever owned, but honestly, I don't know. I don't think I would prefer to have either of the other sleds that I have had in the past. I think this is by far my favorite. I mean, for not being a trail sled, obviously, other than not being able to cool itself down very easily without scratchers, I mean, it really does a pretty good job, I think. I mean, it's enjoyable. It certainly takes some effort to make sure you don't tip over. The skis are a little bit skinnier than anything else that I've been on. The ski stance, that is. Whoa, that's nice. But as long as you're willing to lean a little bit, it's a really fun sled. It's a nice sound too, doesn't it? Hopefully you guys can hear that, and hopefully you can hear me doing the mic upside down. Let's see how that goes. Oh, my nose is getting cold. No windshield on this thing, and the little chin skirt on the helmet removed so I can get my action camera clip on there. I get a little bit of a draft up there, and that condensation that's only coming out of my lungs makes things a little chilly. There might be a planet over there. Mars, maybe? Ooh. Watch the edge of the trail there. I'm actually surprised how relatively warm I do stay on this thing, and I suppose that shield is a little bit, maybe chest height, a little lower than that. Oh, my poor little fingers. They're so cold. Oh, look at that beautiful snow machine. That's the other thing I like about this camera is it kind of evens out the light and dark spots, so hopefully that doesn't look too terrible to you. I suppose if I put it on low beam, that should be a little better even. See that pretty machine? I never actually made a video on it, but the headlights that I've got in here are, they're old now, but I can put an affiliate link for the headlight bulbs down in the description. They work amazing, and I would assume if they upgrade them, they should work even better. And the little light bar at the bottom here actually just was on the sled when I bought it, but it is, I think, an aftermarket, Skidoo aftermarket factory accessory. It really makes for a pretty nice setup at night. Not the brightest lights I've ever had, but definitely the brightest lights I've ever had on a snowmobile. You can see all the grass coming up through the snow. What, is this even groomed? What is going on here? I'm on a trail, right? I believe so. That is one thing I've never done to this sled is found a spot to mount a GPS. Kind of like the low windshield look, so not a whole lot of room up there then. But it would be nice to have one. It's always nice to know where you're at and where you're going. He's out riding by himself too. A strange tight trail. Whoa. Oy, oy, oy. You know, it's not I've been able to get the groomer in here yet or something. Or there's just no snow. Probably the latter there, yeah. That is pretty rough. Oh, yikes. Yeah, this is less than ideal. Oh my. Steep hill. Or did they just go up? No, we're going back down. There's just something cool about being out here at night. Whoa! Except for that, you can't see the trees hanging over the trail. Going left, huh? This must just be a plowed gravel road. Oh, I know where we're at. It was a plowed gravel road. freeze my hands again, aren't I? Oh, I gotta get this helmet repositioned though. 80 minutes and the mic's still going. I suppose I should have mentioned that earlier, but the camera is actually attached to a power bank inside of my bibs pants pocket inside of my coat, so it stays nice and warm. And I can pretty much record until my memory card runs out, I believe, which is pretty slick. Otherwise, if you're trying to change batteries out here, you're gonna freeze your fingers and have to change them every 10 minutes when they die. These action cameras batteries don't last very long, especially out in the cold. I found that they don't last very long at all, so sort of came up with this setup in 1 year and just never stopped running it, run it all year long in the summer too, so I never have to worry about whether I'm running out of battery or not. Well, that was definitely a pretty nice ride for an early season one anyways. Definitely some nasty spots out on the trails, but by far worth it, I would say. Obviously, if you're a little paranoid about beating your sled up, then maybe not the best time of the year to ride, but like I've been saying, maybe the only time of the year to ride, so I'm definitely glad that I was able to get out and get a video in. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hopefully we can get out and put some more miles on the Skidoo Freeride and maybe compare it a little bit to the Crossfire 800 and have some fun out in the beautiful winter wonderland that we finally got here. So thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe. Stay swanky. Get out there and enjoy this beautiful world God created for us to explore and enjoy any chance you get. If you can't do that right now, there's some more videos to check out in the meantime. Catch you guys in the next one.